Hi, I'm Laura Ray, and welcome. I'm so excited to have you here for our New Year's Eve live stream. Today I'm going to be talking about products that really surprised me and that I couldn't believe when I bought them, especially some of them considering the low price. So I am very excited that you're all here. Those of you that are watching the replay later, I have so many great products to share. You'll definitely want to listen in. So let's get started with what I am wearing on my face. Right now I'm wearing something you probably won't even see in a drugstore for maybe the next week or two. But it's available on Amazon. And just to let you know, hello and Happy New Year, Ronnie. I'm so glad you're here. I just want to let you know that any links you might need are in the description of the video. So this is a brand new product from L'Oreal, and I purchased this on Amazon in two shades that I want to share with you. And it's their Age Perfect 4-in-1 Tinted Balm. I have never felt a foundation like this ever. Now this is really made for mature skin. There will be a lot of younger women that I'm sure will love it and enjoy it, but it's perfect for those of us, especially like me, over 50, getting close to 60, that have dry skin at times. It's so moisturizing. Now this is what it looks like. It comes in a glass container, and it's just so easy to apply. Now today I applied it with my fingers. Another day I tried it with a brush. I really found that using my fingers worked great for this. And this has such a unique texture to it. So thin, and almost it turns into water as it's going onto your skin. So I actually applied a couple of layers. I put one on, and you could still see a lot of my skin through the foundation. So I went ahead and applied another layer. Now I found that as I went through the day, it did wear some, but not to where it was as noticeable as with other foundations that I've tried. So I really love it. They say that it smooths lines. It's supposed to have skincare ingredients in it. I didn't see anything that would be a game changer for me when it comes to the skincare aspect. But for the texture of this, I think it's really great. Now, I initially ordered two shades, the light, and this one is the medium. Now, the medium was a little too dark for me. So I think the light, that's what I'm wearing today. I have my entire face done in the light, is pretty perfect. Now, in the summer, when I get a little more sun, then I'm going to use the deeper shade. And I thought about using the lighter shade, which I did this yesterday, in the T-zone of my face and put the deeper shade around the perimeter of the face. And that worked out great. Hello to all of you joining us. Hello, Barbara. Happy New Year. And to you, Marianne, I'm so glad that you're here today. I'm just talking about the brand new Age Perfect 4-in-1 Tinted Balm. This is a foundation, and it's just really amazing for mature skin. I'm really excited about it. So that was something that sort of came in right at the tail end of the year. I haven't seen it in stores yet. I don't know if you all have, but I purchased it off Amazon. Sometimes Amazon beats everybody to the punch as far as getting products. Now, the second thing I want to talk about today is this little stencil that I bought off of Amazon. For those of us that are over 50, doing the little wing or even a little lift is sometimes challenging. And not only that, but doing our brows, making our brows a little bit larger. So I found this tool on Amazon, and I love it because I'm actually used it today to do my brows. I added a little extra brow to the top of my brow to thicken them up a little bit. I also used it in the corner of my eye like this to get a line with just some eyeshadow. I used brown eyeshadow there to get a little lift. But I found that this is also great for contouring the nose. It gives you a nice line to go with. So for $6.99, I thought this was such a find. I'm getting much more use out of it than I ever could have dreamt or expected. So this is a great little tool that I have added to my collection recently. Now let's talk about primer. I purchased this CoverFX Primer. I heard a lot of good reviews on it. It's a gripping primer, and I really liked it. Let me show you the texture of it. It is like a clear gel, and it does get very tacky, almost feels like honey. How if you put honey, if you ever exfoliate your lips with that, that is the texture of it. And I have trouble with foundation sticking on my nose, especially when it gets very hot outside. I will find that it wears off on the nose area. So that's mostly why I bought this, was for the cheeks here and the nose. I thought maybe my foundation will stay on a little bit better during the day. Now this comes at a heftier price. This is around a little over $33 for this. Well, I have a dupe for you. Now, I didn't match the ingredients. When I say dupe in this case, I'm saying something that works as well or better and really did beat my expectations. And it's the brand new primer from e.l.f. This is their Power Grip primer, and it gives you a great grip. So let me show you on my skin. It looks just like the CoverFX, except it has a little color when you put it on. But it's that same little bit of tackiness, and maybe a little less tacky, which actually when I spread it on my skin, I thought it was more spreadable. This isn't something you really spread, actually. I press it into the skin. But the e.l.f. worked great. It's amazing. It only runs $10, so that is a third of the price, less than a third actually, of the CoverFX. So I thought that was a great find. And I see Ronnie says, oh, my brows are so challenging, especially since I have problems with my hands shaking. Well, let me show you something. This was actually sent to me in a PR package, but I have also bought it. This is the Maybelline Express Brow. And this might help you out, Ronnie. This has one side, this is what I use today in my brows, where it's almost like powder shadows. So you just put this in and rub it into the brows. And then on this side, it has the angled brush, or I should say brow product in it that's on a slant, a lot like the Anastasia and other brands that we've seen. I like this because I can sort of go in and fill in really good with the powder, and this end gives me the chance to really shape the brow up and make it a little bit thicker. And then what I did, if any of you have one of these still, I have these little brushes that are like the Artiste brushes, a set from Amazon that was around $10. I've had for a very long time, and I just sort of did like this with my brows, and it really blended everything very nicely. This actually was meant, I think, initially for applying lip product, and I have used it on the lips before too. But this might help you, Ronnie, make it much easier for you with your brows. And hello, Fran, we're so glad you're here. And Monica, I'm so excited. Is the primer good for people with oily skin? I would say definitely yes. I wish I had this when my skin was oilier. I've had oily skin most of my life up till about the age of 40. Then it started getting less oily. But I say definitely this will help oily skin. And what I was excited about with the e.l.f. was that it did not irritate my sensitive skin. I was very concerned that something like this would break me out, give me a rash, but it didn't. So I'm very excited about this. So those of you with oily skin, I think this would really help out a lot. And so the next thing I want to talk about is my thumbnail that you all saw. If you saw the community post, is the brand new concealer from Lancome. I've heard so many YouTubers rave about it. I would love to hear in the comments if any of you have tried it. Now this comes at a price tag of $29. The thing about this, it reminds me a lot of the Charlotte Tilbury concealer. It dries super fast. It really doesn't give you much of a chance to work with it. So I wanted to say that about it. And the way I love to apply it is I take it out. They have a big doe foot applicator. And I don't like using this. What I like to do is take my long eyeshadow. These I bought off Amazon. They come in like a pack of 50. And I just tap on here and then go in the corners on the bridge of my nose and blend it out. So when I started trying this, and I'm going to put some here on my skin, I try so many products that when I put it on, I said, this reminds me of something else I have. So I started going and I said, I think this is a lot like that one from Ulta that I've been using, which is this one that's $9. And so I got it out, and it actually was a shade for shade match. I had bought in the Tint Idole, I had bought the shade, let's see, Buff N. Okay, so I bought a neutral shade. This one here is light neutral. And I have all the shades listed in the description of the video. So when you go underneath the video, all the products, links, and everything are listed there. And I thank you so much for using those links. It supports my channel. I'm trying to get some new equipment for the lives, and I just got some new lights that I'm so excited about. So I want you to be able to see everything very clearly. So this is, I've put the concealer here and you really can't see it anymore. It blends beautifully, but I can say the same thing about this one from Ulta. And actually what I found is it gave me a little bit more time to blend it, which I really liked. Now let's talk about a few highlights about the about it. I wrote down a few things. Now they did put in the Lancome, they put moringa seed extract and some sunflower seed oil. It comes in 20 shades. I wanted to let you know that. And they say it's full coverage. Now this one from Ulta, they say is medium coverage. And they put hyaluronic acid in it, vitamin E. They put in some jelly silicone oils, which they said made it more creamy. And this comes in 16 shades. So I really think, though, when I put them on different eyes, and I did today too. On this eye, I have the Lancome. On this eye, I have the Ulta Beauty brand. I can't tell a difference. I've been doing this test for days. I don't see that the Lancome lasts any longer. I don't see that it gets rid of dark circles any better. So although this is, you know, a great product, I feel like you can get just as great a product for only $9. So I see a question from Ronnie here. What shade am I using? I used blonde, Ronnie. I've been going with a lighter shade on the brow products because I think it sort of softens the overall look of my eyes. So I'm using it in blonde. And it seems that the brow gels make my eyebrows itch. I've tried NYX. This is from Fran. And any recommendations that I have, I really love the one from Merit. I know it's more money, but I feel like it just is beautiful on the brows. I love it. I'm going to repurchase it myself. I bought it for my mother. She loves it. So it would be worth a try because Merit is a very clean brand, and there may be something in those that is irritating your skin, and I totally get that because I have very, very sensitive skin. And let's see, Brandy says, I've tried the Lancome concealer and I was not a fan. It was drying. I found that too. And I found that the Ulta is not Brandy. So you may just fall in love with that too. I found that actually in my eye on the Lancome, I was feeling a dryness. And I put on a little moisturizer because my eyes were almost irritating me from the dryness. So if you have dry, not so much dry skin, just tighter skin in that area, I wouldn't recommend the Lancome for that reason. So that's a good money saver. And another one that's a little thicker but great is their full coverage from Ulta Beauty. I can see this more on my skin. This has also the same doe foot applicator, same price. I think it runs $9. And it's very creamy also. I'll put it here on my arm so you can see it. Blends in beautifully. It didn't seem to crease on me. It was more of a full coverage. For me personally, I like the Youthful concealer that I just showed you because I like products that are very thin, creamy, sort of melt into the skin. This shows up a little more. So if you're wanting to cover something maybe like broken capillaries or a dark spot, then you might want to try this one from Ulta, their full coverage concealer. So that's another winner. Now let's talk about my eyeshadow. I have been wanting to get the Urban Decay Honey Palette. It went on sale at the holidays for $24 at Ulta. I blinked and they were gone. I did not get one. And I saw that online they said a dupe for that was this palette from Wet n Wild, and this is what I'm wearing on my eyes. This one is called Call Me Sunshine. These are amazing. They blend beautifully. Now for today's look, I used this lighter brown here. I mixed this one, then I used this. I did more of a halo eye, so I mixed this and a little bit of the gold. I thought this was a perfect New Year's palette. I really like the way this looks. It's so affordable. I think it's a little over $4, so you can't beat the price. And I don't find that they're any more powdery than some of the expensive eyeshadows that I have. And so I think that's a winner. If you're wanting those shades, you want that honey look on your eyes, then get this one for a little over $4. Now, Trish is asking the foundation I'm wearing. I'm wearing the brand new foundation from L'Oreal. It is incredible. It is called their 4-in-1 Tinted Balm, and it feels, Trisha, like a lip balm. Just a little, almost like a lip oil. It's just blends beautifully, and I'm wearing the shade Light. The only place I've seen this so far is Amazon, and that's where I purchased it. I would say if you're my skin tone, I would go with the Light. The medium was pretty deep. It would work for me maybe in the summer. I said earlier that I put it in the center of my, or on the perimeter of my face yesterday, and put the Light in the center, and that was a nice look, and they blended beautifully together. So, but I really love that. And yes, Ronnie's saying she loves the Wet n Wild palette. I think it's gorgeous. Now let's talk about a new brand. I love trying these clean makeup brands that are vegan, don't have as many chemicals. And I find that most of these brands cost a little more than drugstore, but if I find something I'm really happy with, then I don't mind paying a little extra. So I dipped into this brand, Ilia, and I purchased this. Now this is not white eyeshadow, it's actually eye primer. And when I first got it and put it on my eyes, it was almost undetectable, and I thought, I don't know if this is really going to work or not, but my shadows stayed beautifully. And how perfect for a mature eye. We don't want a thick cakey primer on our eyelid. So I'm going to show you here. It goes on like this and has an iridescence to it. Now you could wear this alone if you just wanted something almost undetectable, just to where you turn in the light and somebody might say, oh, your eyes look so pretty today. So you could use it alone, but I've been using it as a primer. Now, the two shades from Ilia that I purchased, I had bought a set first, and this is a mini that came in the set, and this is the shade Fresco. And I thought, oh, I want to start off with more of a neutral shade. So this is the shade I started with. I love the luminosity to it. I love how easy it is to put on. I love wearing this to school. It stays on all day. I can do a quick look. It looks like I made an effort when I didn't make much of an effort. So I really like this shade. I want to purchase this in a full size. That's Fresco. Now this shade is Hatch. And the reason I bought Hatch, it's a green. I don't have much in the way of green. Green is actually a very popular color for eyeshadow in 2022. And I think green looks beautiful on all shades of eyes. I love it on chocolate brown eyes. I love it on hazel eyes like I have. I think it would look beautiful with blue. And so I'm going to put here the shade. And there you go. All of these have an iridescence to them. So I'm really loving this because it's so different. It's something I didn't already own. So easy to use. And like I said, Ilia is a clean beauty brand. So I really am loving that. So those are 3 new eyeshadow products from Ilia that I bought and tried. We will make sure, Ronnie, I'll make sure there's a link in the description for the L'Oreal. Thank you for saying that, and I will take care of that right after the live stream. I appreciate that. And do I use liquid liner or powder? I use both. Today I used both. Actually, I used the NYX liquid liner, and I really do like that. I haven't talked much about that yet. It's their Epic liner, and I use that in brown. But first I went over my eyes with the palette that I just showed you, the Wet n Wild. So I went over it with this shade, and then also this one under the eye. I always go under the eye with a lighter shade than what I use on the top, just to give a little emphasis to the shape of my eye, but not too much where my eyes look even more sunk in, since I have very deep set eyes. So that's what I'm using today. Please recommend a good primer for mature skin. Pamela, do you mean a face primer or an eye primer? For an eye primer, I've been using the one I talked about in the live stream the other week, the Gerard Cosmetics, the blank canvas. That's really great. Also, the Gabriel, that's a clean company. That's another one, their eye primer that I use. And today, like I said, I've been using the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer for my foundation, and that has been working amazing, very amazing. I'm looking in the comments here. This is my first live. Hello, Julie. We're so glad you're here. And hoping you tried the Lancome concealer. Yes, I just spoke about that I have been using this, but I actually prefer the Ulta Beauty. That's $9. It's amazing. This was a little drying to my eyes, and also it didn't give me sort of the time I needed to work with it. So I've been really happy with the Ulta. Let's see. Ronnie says I put eyeliner on the waterline because it can make the eye look bigger and pop. Yes, I don't do that a lot. I find that for me it doesn't help me that much, but I definitely see it in other people. And when I do, one inexpensive liner that I love is from LA Girl. They make great eyeliners, and I really enjoy that one a lot. But I'm so glad you're all here. Let's talk about lips. And today I have a couple of lip products to share with you. You'll notice I'm wearing a red lip. Now, this is not easy for me to do because I always thought I looked terrible in a red lip, but my husband is obsessed with me wearing a red lip. So I've tried so many lip products, but this one is the brand new collection from L'Oreal. They have a new collection now. Again, it has the L'Oreal scent. So if you don't like the scent of these lipsticks, you're going to want to pass on these. But this shade is 187 Successful Red, and I love it. Now, the way I applied it is a little different than you would probably anticipate. What I did was I took this same eyeshadow sponge that I use for my eyes. I took a fresh one and used it for the lips. And that gives more of that stained look. It is a little hard. You would want a lip brush to put this on and get a really nice line on the lips. It's so easy to go out of the lip line, and it's so much more noticeable with a red lip. Just like with red nail polish, you got to be extra careful when you're using it. But I think it looks beautiful. The staying power on this, doing it the way that I do it, it seems to last a very long time. So I have been really loving this. It's part of their new collection. They have several of them. And I bought actually another one yesterday that I'll be sharing once I try it out. And so I love a red lip with navy, with black, and sort of a softer eye look. Now, I talked about Clean Beauty a little while ago, and I went out and purchased this from Merit. Now, they had initially sent me some products. I was so pleased with them that I ordered them for my mother for her birthday back in June. And then I love these lip oils. Now, I want to make a disclaimer right up front. They don't last long on the lips. So if you're not wanting to reapply, then you're not going to want these. But what does last is the moisture on the lips. Even as the lip oil wears off, my lips don't feel dry. They still feel moisturized. So this is the shade that I picked up, and this is Sangria. And I wanted to try this shade of red. I'm going to put it on my arm for you so you can see. And it's just beautiful. It gives me the vibes when you look at it of the Black Honey that I love so much from Clinique. But it's such a beautiful shade. I love these. I've bought a few myself, and I've been wearing them. I like the way they feel on my lips. I like the way they make my lips look. They make them look very sort of juicy and hydrated, and I like that. I can't always get that from a lipstick. And so many lip glosses are so thick and sticky. So I think this is really a unique product. In many ways, it exceeded what I expected. I thought when it wore off, my lips would sort of feel dry, but they don't. So I've been happy with it. I think it was a great purchase. And welcome to all of you that, my husband is right. He will love that, Gabby. He will love that you said he was right about red lips, because he's always bothering me about it in a good way. So Brandy said, Laura, as you get older, do you change your hair much for a new look? It looks so soft and healthy. Well, thank you. And I've changed my hair in the last couple of years. And mainly it was due to menopause. After menopause, I found, actually while I was going through menopause, my hair changed. All of a sudden, I was getting all this frizzy, fuzzy hair, and it was just growing really fast and very kinky and wiry. And I watched a YouTube video where a YouTuber said, if your hair is frizzy and fuzzy, it's like a curl looking for a place to happen. So I started doing a lot of research on curls and all the curly girl method and all of that, and finally realized my hair had gone to a wave. Now, it's not this curly on its own. It's more of a sort of a grassy kind of seagrass wave or whatever they say. But with a little curling wand, I can quickly make these. So, and we'll see. I'm sure I love changing my hair, that I may go shorter at some point, but right now I'm just enjoying this style. It's so easy for me. That's a big part of it. I can curl my hair and it will last for a few days. When I had the bob style that I had for many years, it was high maintenance. I had to go for haircuts all the time. I was always blow drying my hair, which was sort of killing my hair and making it come out more. So since I went to doing more of a natural, like what my hair is meant to do, it's done a lot better and been healthier. So I thank you. Is Merit sold in stores? Fran says. I do have a link, Fran, below in the description, but you can get Merit at Sephora. So it is sold at Sephora. They have their own site online, and sometimes the shades are different. I have noticed that on the Merit site, sometimes they will offer shades of the lip oil or the blush that are not available at Sephora. Just like with a lot of other things, I think there's some shades that are unique to brands. So just to let you know that. And the shade that I was using today is called Sangria. So that's the one that I did the swatch of on my arm. Now I've got one more product to share with you today, and it's one I wanted for a long time. I don't know why I just didn't buy it. But it's really at a great price right now on Amazon. It may not last at that price for a New York minute, I don't know. But it's from IT Cosmetics, and it's this palette called Your Most Beautiful You. I wanted this for so long because I love all-in-one palettes. I love when you can do your highlighter, contour, blush, and just have it all in one. And right now, I think this is, let's see, $23.40, and usually it runs around $38 or $39. So the price on it right now on Amazon is amazing. This isn't a new product, it's an older product, but it did not disappoint. This is another one that actually exceeded my expectations. I love the highlighter. It's just perfect for mature skin. The blush, the bronzer is wonderful. Let me just swatch a little bit so you can see. That's the blush. I'm wearing that on my cheeks today too, so you can see. And you can see the highlighter in the light, how nice that is. And then the contour is very soft. I know it looks darker in the pan, but really on the skin, it went on very softly. So it has a mirror, and I just think it's great for on the go if I do decide I want to travel or do anything or go visit family. I can just take this and I won't have to drag highlighter, blush, and separate products. I can just take this one thing. And I love it. It's just like the size of Texas, isn't it? It's great. So one more thing I had to share with you actually is this eye cream. I've been loving this. I spoke a little bit about this before. It's from the Inkey list. Now this is a brand that they carry over at Sephora, and I wanted to try it because it's sort of one of those no-nonsense kind of brands. Like, we've got good stuff, we're not gonna get into high price on different things. So this is their Brighten-i cream. I am loving this. It's got an applicator that makes it look like it's high-end. As you can see, a lot like Color Science. They have a beautiful applicator for putting on their products. But so you can see it's got a nice thin texture. And what I love about it, it has a brightening effect to it. I find that I think my eyes look better without a bunch of product underneath them and more of a brightener. It just brings light to the eyes. When you turn your head, you catch the light. It's just a very dewy, youthful look. And I find that is so much better than a bunch of cakey makeup underneath. And I really have gotten away from I hardly use any concealer anymore. I use the smallest amount that I can get by with, because I have found that most of them, even when you pay a lot of money, will get into your fine lines as the day goes on. And you don't want to look in the mirror at work and all of a sudden realize that you've got all this concealer in your under eye area. So I see that Fran is talking about hair thinning and wanting to know about that. Now, Fran, what I would say is one thing, those hair powders are great. Like I had one from Clairol that was very inexpensive. I did a video on it maybe a couple of years ago, and it's still in the playlist. You might want to watch that. You can just alter your whole hairline or cover up any spots with that powder. I did not do well with the sprays. I had a terrible reaction. I used one of the spray-ins that a lot of people talk about. Instantly, I got a headache. My head started itching. I tried it before I went to bed, and actually I woke back up in the middle of the night and washed my hair. So something in that really got to me, and I had a terrible reaction, but I haven't had that reaction to the powder. So that's one thing you can do. I'm not a medical doctor, and I stayed away from the collagen powder for a long time because I had heard that it really did no good. It was a waste. But then I heard some doctor that I trusted say it was good. So I gave it a try, and I've been using the Vital Proteins now for, I think, since school let out. So last June. And I'm on maybe my third tub of it, and I really feel that it's helped my hair a lot. I'll show you what I mean. See the baby hairs here, and I'm getting all this hair here on the side, almost like a sideburn that I never had before. And once this grows out, this is going to add a lot of fullness to this area. But up in here, see these baby hairs I'm getting right now? So I'm getting a lot of growth. My hairdresser has noticed. She says I'm getting a lot on the top of my head. So for me, the collagen powder has worked great for my hair. I don't know about my skin. It's always hard to tell. I'm getting older, so as the days go on, but I think it may have even helped my skin some. But it definitely helped my hair a lot. So I feel for you, Fran. I noticed several changes I went through going through menopause. So I think that's it for today. I've shared all the goodies I had to share with you that exceeded my expectations. Now I hope you'll tune in tomorrow because I have a great video for you, sort of a wrap up of all my Amazon 2021, just like my best. Some things I've loved so much that have made a difference for me, that are very affordable, and things that I think you will love. Also, even if you've seen some of these things before in my videos, I give some feedback, some little tips on how I use them. So I hope you'll find it helpful. I want to thank all of you for coming today. I appreciate you so much. It's been wonderful spending time with you. And I want to wish you a happy, healthy 2022. I hope this year is an amazing one for all of you. And I'll see you soon. Happy New Year.